I'm going to go ahead and start recording.
Oh, shit. Okay.
You know the drill. I say food court. Sean, you take it after that.
Don't forget to record and everything.
I'm recording this time.
Yes. I mean, it didn't really matter last time, but
No, it's still annoying, though.
just in case. Just in case.
Food court.
The movie podcast where Sean
And John.
And Josh.
watch shit, talk shit, and most importantly, eat shit. We've got super special guest back in action, Josh Lewis. Welcome to the show. How are you, friend?
Thank you. Thanks for having me again. Thanks for taking out "We Are the Law" at the beginning because that can get some lines muddied. We are just citizens.
Yeah, we're not the law.
Well, after the Dread debacle, where we, on a day of mourning, a national day of mourning, where we weren't even supposed to like tweet or Twitch or anything, we decided to watch a movie about a fascistic police protagonist who happens to be white. We figure there's nothing like we can't say we are the law anymore, but we can be subversive and still show that glorious, striated, testosterone-filled former porn star Sylvester Stallone. We can show
Yes.
Yes.
we couldn't show
Sex
his
man.
dread, so Josh, you chose. Well, you go ahead and tell us, Josh, what movie did you choose, and give us a summary judgment on it. Tell us what happened.
Well, first of all, just to get everybody ready, I just want everybody to know this movie was based on a premise by a man named John Long that was in the credits.
Yes.
Not story, not idea. He's like,
Yes.
what if Sylvester Stallone climbs up a mountain? They're like, that'd be a real cliffhanger. And that's the movie we watched. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll give a real brief summary. Ready? Sometimes a man makes a mistake holding a lady's hand, and the lady dies.
Mm.
And then you need to right your wrongs.
Yeah.
Featuring Michael Roker as Michael Roker. Featuring Sylvester Stallone as a mountain climber. Featuring two unnamed actors as Mountain Dew Boys. Featuring John Lithgow as Hannibal Lecter. And Dennis Rader as the BTK killer and also a government agent.
Yes.
And the lady from Northern Exposure. Forgot about her.
Oh yeah.
And that's the whole movie to me.
There's a couple of great ladies in this film. This movie doesn't have many people in it, but it makes sure to it makes sure to have like token black guy, token European guy, token ponytail hair guy. I mean, it kind of checks all the 80s, ticks all the 80s boxes that you kind of need for a film like this.
It's got Paul Winfield as like the angry black boss who's like, we need to get this shit. Let's get this shit now.
Yeah,
he's great at it.
A role made famous in Midnight Run by, who's that guy? He's also in Alien. I'm screwing up. I can't remember who it is.
Oh, Yaphet Kotto?
Yaphet Kotto, yes. Yaphet Kotto perfected the constantly constipated FBI agent. Nobody does it better. Paul Winfield tried, but you can't bring it to that. But yeah,
you're right.
Obviously, Hannibal Lecter, stolen, ripped from the mouth of, if not this film, then definitely John Lithgow's performance in the, I don't know if you guys have seen it, greatest movie ever made, Ricochet.
I've never seen Ricochet.
No. Well, I know what we're watching next week.
So Ricochet, I don't know why we're talking about Ricochet instead of Cliffhanger, but now we're going to. I'm going to summarize that movie. Denzel Washington and Kevin Pollak.
What?
Our partners, they're cops, and John Lithgow is like a white supremacist terrorist who is captured by Denzel Washington, who has to strip nude in a hostage situation, but Lithgow forgot to check behind Denzel's junk, where he was hiding a very small pistol, or in this case, relatively pretty big pistol. If you can, I couldn't even hide a Derringer behind my junk, and he hides like a .38 special behind his dong and balls. So
wow.
Denzel
is
proving
it taped there?
Yeah, he's got it there. And then furthermore, after he's foiled the white supremacist terrorist plot. Fast forward. John Lithgow fakes his own death in prison, escapes prison. Now, Denzel Washington is like the DA or something. He's left law enforcement and now is like the DA of a major city.
Yeah.
And John Lithgow gets out, kidnaps him, drugs him up, makes a prostitute with like many STDs sleep with him, rapes him, date rapes Denzel, films it all, sends it to his wife, makes Denzel a junkie with syphilis and the clap. And then Denzel has to then extract revenge after having everything taken from him.
Wow.
Also
like a
features
double revenge film.
Also features John Lithgow fighting Jesse Ventura in prison, and they both have suits of armor made out of phone books.
This sounds amazing.
It's great. And that's where he first rolls out this, what can only be described as like a pseudo-British, accent, like a very in and out. Because sometimes he's just doing the Harry and the Hendersons voice, and then sometimes Lithgow goes like, "What?
Got a spot of tea?"
It's like he came over on the Mayflower, but he lived over here for about 10 years, and he started assimilating a little bit. It's kind of like whenever a Southerner moves to like New York, and they lose just a little bit, they start pronouncing the INGs or something. So he would just go in and out, just every once in a while. It was a great performance.
It really was. I'm mostly excited because you've seen it before, right, Josh? Many times, I imagine.
No. I watched it one time. We, whenever I was a kid, we stole cable. So there's some really smart, intelligent people in my family.
Right.
Nice. We stole cable, and we also were smart enough to rig up a cable box. So we got to watch the one pay-per-view channel at the time. and that movie came on one time. I watched it one time and went, like that, and I never watched it again until today.
Wow. So I feel like this was a Superstation movie that I saw 1 billion times.
Okay.
Oh, okay. It might have been. I don't remember watching it on the Superstation. I remember watching it uncut. Because whenever I watched it uncut today, I said, they do not make just fucking straight up crazy action guy movies that are rated R, that don't have robots or have to have a friend companion. This was just a dude climbing up a mountain, had a short-haired lady with him, murder, shit blew up, all that stuff. There was no rhyme or reason for some of it.
No.
It was just like, hey, let's just blow this shit up. Hey, we got a helicopter. Fucking blow it up. Why? Why not? We got two dudes from a Mountain Dew commercial. Let's fucking sling them off a cliff and have wolves gnaw at them. Fuck yeah, let's do it. Let's do it now.
Are those... Wait. What are those called? Rim jumpers? What are they called? They're called something, right? Base jumpers. That's what it is. Base jumpers.
I mean,
I had never heard of base jumping in '93. I guess they must have been at the forefront of base jumping.
When Renny Harlin makes a film, Renny Harlin finds the best in extreme sports, the newest and the most innovative in extreme sports. Sean, I know this was your first time, which blew my mind.
Very first time. Very, very first time. I had a great time. I mean, I think this movie is almost exactly what I thought it would be. Like, I don't think I've seen a trailer for it since I was a child. And so just by the picture of Sly hanging from a rock, I was like, okay, I get what this movie is. Now, I didn't know until I was told that it is a heist movie. I thought that there might just be climbing or something, and it'd be like a badass climbing movie. But when it turned out to be a heist movie, I was pretty excited. I had a great time.
So, hear me out. Elevator pitch for this movie. All right, Die Hard in a high-rise building. Sure, that's great.
Sure.
What's higher than a high-rise building?
Yeah.
K9 mountaintops. Let's do this. Let's get even higher, even stranger. They really needed what it doesn't have that Die Hard does have is there needed to be more. We needed more like Reginald VelJohnson characters.
Yes.
Like on the other side of that microphone. We needed more walkie-talkie interplay. We needed more walkie-talkie like stage interplay, and we needed.
They tried it with Frank.
VelJohnson. Yeah, Frank didn't do it for me. He was fine.
No.
Frank was fine.
Frank was
barely in it.
He was
Frank
no
was
Carl
barely
Winslow.
there.
He was no Winslow.
No,
No
sir.
no one on earth. The moment you see Reginald VelJohnson, you're like, oh my God, this is my favorite person. I've never met this person. And I love him so much. I've never loved a man as much as I love this man. He's just so sweet, and he's getting the Twinkies, and the guy basically calls him fat, and he's just like, that's fine. You know, I'm just getting Twinkies, whatever. You can call me fat if you want to.
Our ever vigilant Twitch viewer, Chad Ryden, points out that the first 30 minutes of this film, I kept saying, why is any of this happening? This movie was just a montage of stupid ideas. To which I will rebuke. Stupid, yes. Bewildering, maybe. But by Jove, Renny Harlin knew how to shoot him. That was like... Yeah. The Dark Knight Rises has a lot to owe to this movie. That is a spectacular mid-air heist. And I even had to do like some silly Googling, et cetera, et cetera. That guy really jumped from plane to plane on that wire. What? And Sylvester Stallone paid him $1 million to do it.
Fuck.
That's it?
Yeah, right.
That's fucking insane.
But it's
that's very exciting.
It opens like, it kind of shoots its wad with the greatest stunt early, but that's fine. That's a good way to do it. As Tom Petty once famously said, don't bore us, get to the chorus. Let's do this. And it definitely does with a truly dangerous and bizarrely spectacular heist. By the way, the guy who causes the heist to go wrong.
Yeah.
Like, whoever that actor is, I mean, he was basically Super Cop from Jump Street. Like, he was so incredibly impactful and then dies in the most miserable throwaway ever. And they cast like a nobody as that. I feel like they should have cast like Charles Bronson in that role.
I like
barely
him.
Remember him. I honestly, like, until you mentioned it, I was like, who? Oh, yeah, that guy.
I like that guy a lot because when he came out, everyone had a mustache but him. And I was like, oh, this guy's bad. This guy's the bad guy. Because everyone else had a mustache. I was like, certainly this guy is the guy who's going to fuck shit up. Because once they start saying, look at all these $1,000 bills. Oh, my God. Like, well, something fucked up is going to happen. But when you see him and you're like, oh, yeah, he just joined and we're going to give him a ride, you're like, this guy's bad. Yeah, this guy's a bad boy.
You're like, there's no way Major Dad is the bad guy.
No!
It's Major Dad is the bad guy.
He looked so much like the BTK killer in this.
Yes.
It was unreal. Are you guys familiar? Are you guys big BTK fans?
Oh, yeah. Big BTK
sure.
fan.
We're all in the fan club.
Yeah.
We pay our dues.
I'm a BTK completist.
Yeah, that's what the K stands for at the end. Bind torture complete. Also, can I give a nod just saying that this film does something that maybe other films have done and I just don't recognize it? Its backstory is the opening scene, and then it gives you nothing else. That's it. It's like, here's our backstory. Instead of like, flashbacks or anything, it's like, backstory is Sly Stallone drops a chick. Well, how did she get on top of that mountain, considering they're like, she's very inexperienced, but they're on top of a fucking mountain.
Yeah,
like, not just a mountain, like a pointy one.
To quote the dearly departed Ian Holm in the movie Alien, this script was a killing machine, and I admire its purity. There was no fat.
Yes.
There was no fat on the bone. It's like, all right, here we go. Open up. Boom, Michael Rooker's girlfriend is dead. It's Sly Stallone's fault. He is guilty as hell. Oh my God, look up even into the clouds. There's a heist going on above this tragedy. Oh dear Lord, the money has fallen. The plane has crashed. John Lithgow is using all of the accents. He has an international crew of assassins and soccer players. We're in here. They invented some kind of... There's no way that there is a bolt gun that you shoot bolts into a mountain and then can instantly climb up that. That's not how that works. This movie is responsible for a lot of Batman mythos, I'm finding. I mean, it had it all. This movie had it all. It has skiing. It has base jumping. It's almost like a Bond. It's like a wholesome Bond movie with lots of Renny Harlin deaths and blood. And I feel like we've extolled its virtues enough without actually getting to the segment where we extol its virtues. Sean, we're going to let you go first. What is your Jiro mystery meat hero of the picture?
As usual, I have a few. But the topmost hero, just because I feel like this is a less obvious one. Sly's in the Jeep.
So it's like K9, and then we got Kilimanjaro, and then Everest? Is that where we're going here?
No, this is just a really good thing that isn't an obvious good thing. I mean, there are plenty of obvious good things that are like, oh shit, this is amazing. the most obvious good thing is the guy gets impaled on a stalactite. That's the most obvious
press slam.
Great thing.
Ultimate Warrior style into a stalactite.
Yes,
while holding a Rambo knife, by the way.
Yes. Yes. But Sly, it's been 8 months since he dropped a lady and it ruined his life, and Sly's back. And you know what? There's 2 base jumpers, and they're just so excited to see him. And they drive up and nearly kill him. And they're talking to him. They're like, "Oh, we're so glad to see you. What's going on? Hey, man." And Sly's just got like a touch of tear in his eye. You see just a little bit of tear in his eye. And it's like, Sly, that's good shit, man. I mean, I think it's mostly in the Creed movies when I finally realized that I've been an idiot and that Sly's a pretty good actor. But like shit like that is like, he's pretty good. He's got skills.
Sean,
not always.
If you don't watch Copland soon, we're
Yeah.
gonna have to do it on the podcast because Sly's got secret chops. Now he's a megalomaniac, ridiculous man, but there are moments where he can pull it out. He can pull out that he reaches into the deep reserves of stupidity that he actually has, and he accesses them. And it's moments like that where Sly's at his best.
Oh yeah. I mean, just that touch, you can see it, just like hanging around the eyes. You're like, man, he's thinking, he's sad.
Definitely a Sly vanity picture. A lot of like soft lighting, and the hair is always perfect despite being at great altitudes at what must be great winds. I mean, he's
freezing.
They stick him next to Michael Rooker, who, despite being like jacked and ripped, is still craggy-faced warlord ugly. This is a testament to Sly's rippling bod. Sean, we'll get back to your Euros. Josh, what was your favorite part of the movie?
I'll say I got two also.
Okay.
We're talking about all the stuff that this movie inspired. We left one out. American Ninja Warrior, the biggest pull-up competition in the world.
He just jacks
while
up
people
there,
are
baby.
just, dude, it's just constant pull-ups. Like even whenever he was trapped in a bat cave, Batman, and he had to like come up through, pull up on there, fought a guy, had to do some overhead strength just to get him up on that stalactite. That's a good one. Here's another one that I really, really dig is that all the cases full of money, the main reason why the hijack is happening, what was it, $100 million or something like that?
$100 million.
Chump change to Joe Rogan, but in 1993, big deal to Lithgow, you know? And so there's trackers in each suitcase. There's like 3 suitcases. And so Sly finds one of them after a daring escape and avalanche. And so they're tracking it. They get up to it. A fucking snowman. He has put the damn tracker in the snowman's head. And BTK walks up. Dennis Rader himself walks up and just punches its fucking head off. And I don't know why, but that made me so happy.
Well,
just to see a grown man just walk up to a snowman and go, "Fuck you." It's my dream. I want to move to a snowy area just so I can punch every snowman that I see.
That's the second greatest snowman scene in a movie, followed by there is no
Jack
greater.
Frost.
Well, Jack Frost, sure, but there is no greater scene than, I'm not even sure if it counts as a snowman scene, but the scene where Harry from Dumb and Dumber beats the hell out of Lauren Holly in the snow.
Yeah,
It's one of the greatest scenes in movie history. He's
amazing
her
movie.
head in the snow, and he is very angry. Plays it 100% as if he's going to murder her, and then just melts like the snow and his heart when she cracks that smile. But the BTK killer
doesn't she have
also,
a bloody nose though?
Yes,
I feel like it's so good.
the BTK
That
killer.
would get him on a list nowadays.
Listen to how Sly was at his slimiest in this movie, because during test screenings, originally the BTK killer, because Sly's character puts another tracking device on a Whittle bunny rabbit.
Yes.
And originally the BTK killer kills that rabbit. And
Oh.
Sly, taking his own money yet again, insisted that they reshoot it to show that the rabbit did indeed get away.
Oh, so he killed that in real life?
Well, not in real life, but they shot it
okay,
originally with, Renny Harlin was like, we have got to blow this bunny rabbit to bits.
Kill this rabbit.
Because Renny Harlin is a bloodthirsty maniac, which is why I love
He
him.
loves
The tracker was a bomb.
I got a question for our Twitch streamers. Have you seen Deep Blue Sea? And if you have, is this Renny Harlin's greatest achievement? Is it Deep Blue Sea? Is it Cliffhanger? Is it Die Hard 2? Is it Nightmare on Elm Street 4? Is that what he did? Dream Warriors?
I think he did the one after Dream Warriors.
Yeah.
I think he did Dream Warriors. No?
So that would be 4.
He did 4? Okay.
I think he did 4.
So.
Which
I
has
don't
some
think he
pretty
did
good
Dream
scares.
Warriors.
But I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not sure if this is Renny Harlin's greatest moment in film history. But for me, it's between Cliffhanger and Deep Blue Sea for me.
You know this about me, and it'll probably sadden you. I still haven't seen Deep Blue Sea, and I do apologize for that profusely. But I'm a Die Hard 2 fan,
Right.
even though it's pretty low on my Die Hard list. But I like Die Hard a whole lot, most especially because of Icicle to the Eyeball is just some solid kill. Lots of really brutal kills in that movie.
Renny Harlin's been doing water-related kills for a long time. That's been a staple of his Finnish filmmaking technique.
He loves it.
Oh, let's go through it. So this one, there's snow, which is sort of water. It's precipitation.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Die Hard 2, snow and an icicle kill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Deep Blue Sea, let's go with that.
Many drownings and shark-related killings.
Absolutely. And then one of the Nightmare on Elm Streets, which probably has some people sweating and or wetting the bed.
Yes.
Cutthroat Island, which ruined his career, ostensibly about pirates and therefore water.
Oh, I never watched it.
Live by the wave, die by the wave, gentlemen.
Oh, that's
Renny Harlin.
Was
Renny
4 the
Harlin.
one that had the pizza that had heads on it? Was that Renny Harlin's crazy idea?
the faces on the pepperonis or whatever,
Yes.
and everybody's
Yeah.
screaming.
Yeah.
That's 4.
I think that's 4.
Yeah. That's
Okay,
another one, because I
that's
need
his
to
best
revisit Deep Blue Sea and Nightmare on Elm Street 4 now.
Well, I guess I've left out a super contender for his best movie because a lot of people, myself included, Long Kiss Goodnight is a good movie.
It is good.
That's
I've
like
never watched
maybe
it.
the best Shane Black script.
Whoa!
Or the most
Shots
Shane
fired.
Black script. Like,
Oh, it is. Yeah.
because like
It's
Give me
very-
some other
Weapon-
Shane Black hits.
Say that again.
Give me some more Shane Black hits.
He's the guy
So,
behind Lethal Weapon and
Oh, never mind. Yeah.
Last Boy Scout.
Last Boy Scout wins
Kiss Kiss Bang
every
Bang.
single time.
I'm also in the Last Boy Scout camp. Although I really like the Nice Guys. I really
Nice
like
Guys
The
is awesome.
But now he's
You guys,
he's the guy who
as a
puts-
kid,
Yes.
Oh, sorry. As a kid, did you guys ever watch a movie and they say a phrase in the movie and then it sticks with you for the rest of your life?
Certainly.
yeah.
So there's the scene at the opening, not the one where the football player's killing everybody in Last Boy Scout, but the one where Bruce Willis goes home and finds the toilet seat up, and that's how he knows his wife's fucking around.
Yes.
Oh.
And then the guy goes, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to." And he goes, "What did you do? Slip on a bar of soap and your dick following my wife?"
Mhm.
I've used that, not necessarily in my context, but somebody else would be like, "She cheated on me. She said it was an accident or something." I was like, "Here we go."
Every time
Loaded.
Josh gets cucked, he uses that line from the Last Boy
Yes.
Scout.
As I'm sitting, jacking off in the corner, watching my wife fuck another man. I'm going, how did this happen?
For me,
How
it's
did this happen?
for me in the Last Boy Scout, it's all. I feel like every child learned that you can punch a person's nose bone through someone's brain.
Oh,
The Last Boy
yeah.
Scout. Every child
Yeah.
learned that. I mean, I don't mean some children. I mean all of them. That's how you learn how to kill. It's from the Last Boy Scout.
I remember the life's a bitch part at the beginning.
Yes.
And I
Billy Blanks, Tybo.
was it Billy Blanks who
Billy
shot
Blanks.
himself? Oh shit. Well, in the TV version, I remember it was Life's a Blast, which is almost seems like worse. That's worse than saying bitch because he blows his brains out. Like
That's
Life's
almost-
a Blast seems crueler.
That's almost as confusing as would you slip your penis into a bar of soap into my wife's dick, or what is it again, Josh?
It probably just went beep, beep, and then just cut the commercial.
Well, my best, my hero is the immortal performance by John Lithgow.
Mm.
I mean, it just doesn't. To me, it doesn't get any better as far as just chewing the scenery, but but in a way that totally fits. Like John Lithgow's reading this script, and he's like, yes, oh, yes, oh, plane, mountain, plane. Oh, he's like, so this is preposterous. And I must therefore deliver a performance as commensurately preposterous to fit in this insane, daft movie. And I think he does it perfectly. He fits in. Like, sometimes you watch a villain, you're like, what movie is this guy in? And in this movie, it's like, no, this is the only way this works. If you had like even like Robert Shaw playing it cool in Black Sunday, wouldn't work. You needed John Lithgow, and furthermore, John Lithgow's villain is like completely stupid in this movie, and does the wrong thing over and over again. Like he accidentally says the BTK killer's name. He accidentally gives his name away, but then later in the picture gets mad at the BTK killer for using his name.
Insane.
He's like a demonstrably stupid, bad, and why is, if I kill the only pilot, then I suddenly have the upper hand on you. And then it's later revealed, no, that dude can just he can pilot the chopper as well. Perfectly, can hunt people down with a helicopter close to the ground. I mean, nothing he does makes sense. Nothing he does is even remotely not inept, but somehow perfectly works.
Yeah, if he would have kept the original pilot of the helicopter alive. Or not the original, but the lady.
Yeah.
He could have sat in the other seat and shot Sly Stallone and escaped with money. Yes. Instead, he was like, nah, I got this.
Sacrifice.
I'm going to shoot this chick. Yes.
I'm going to kill my girlfriend. For some reason, I'm going to kill my girlfriend. Who seems like... It seems like she is the same character as the girlfriend from Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yes.
Like, it's the same kind of blonde, sort of evil, but doesn't get much to say girlfriend to the villain character.
Right.
It's like the same exact thing.
Look, this movie, Cliffhanger, is just an original film that has been ripped off time and time again. That's what we've learned. That's the main thing we've learned. Let's get your other Euros before we move on, Josh and Sean. Whoever wants to go first, hit me.
Okay. Sean?
This is my final Euro. I usually have more than this, but I only wrote down a few. Okay, so there's Sly. You know, he's smart. And somehow he accidentally starts an avalanche. Well, I think this is the first time when he is crawling up to get the first bag.
Yeah.
And
Warrior style.
And they're like, well, we got to shoot him now I don't know. At some point they decide they're going to shoot him, and it doesn't make any sense. Then they start to grab him, try to pull him over. It's like, what? Just let him come down first.
Don't they shoot grenades at him?
Yes, they shoot grenades at him. For some reason. It's just like, let him crawl back down. He'll hand you the thing and then kill him. You'll have like $30 million.
To the bad guy's point, if you haven't seen Cliffhanger, you don't know that avalanches are caused by shooting grenades into mountains.
That's true. That's true.
So if they haven't seen Cliffhanger, I can't fault them there.
But after he has shot 1 million grenades and started an avalanche, the avalanche is coming towards him, and he just keeps shooting at the avalanche itself, which is just heavenly. He just keeps blasting like, I'm going to get through this avalanche. He does not make it. He's dead. R.I.P.
Josh, your second Euro of the picture.
Well, it's kind of a two-parter, just like the first one. I love anything with bullshit absolutes.
Right.
Just whenever somebody, like at one point, he's like, yeah, we're going to have to go around this winding road to get up there. And he goes, wouldn't it be easy just to go straight up? And he goes, listen, there's only 12 men in the whole world that's capable of doing that. And I was like, that's bullshit. That's a bullshit absolute. And I love them.
Because I remember arbitrary number 12 on there. Like if you had said only 7 guys. I mean, it just makes it so much better.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you've really watched 12 dudes just scale that one wall and just went, that's the only 12 I can. They're all from different nationalities, so it's the whole world.
I know every one of them.
Yes. The other one is whenever Sly Stallone, he escapes, he's freezing to death. Northern Exposure chick's waiting for him, not knowing what's going on in that cabin or whatever, and he busts through the door in a t-shirt in the middle of a snowstorm, freezing to death. And she just bombards him with questions like, where's your coat at? What's going on? What's happening? And like he's just like just dying. I was like, oh, that's like the most stereotypical like wife or whatever from a sitcom thing to be, where have you been? Why is your breath smell like this? What's going on here? Why haven't you paid the rent? It was perfect.
That brings us to the inverse of our Euro of the picture. The low man of the totem pole. Sean, what was your least favorite thing about Cliffhanger?
Okay. This is the main one. There's like one other one, but the main one, this is after Sly has first come back 8 months later, and he's trying to help because they hear that there's some people who need some help, and he's like, well, I don't want to, and I'm scared, but I'm going to go help. And this is the first time Rooker sees him, and they're arguing. and Rooker is about to throw him off a mountain.
Yeah, he is.
Which kind of makes sense.
It's Henry Portrait of a serial killer. You can't trust him on the face of K9.
Really scary. And Sly says, "Drop it," and then Rooker says, "No, buddy, it was you who dropped it," referring to his dead girlfriend, which seems like
damn right.
Weird. Really, really weird thing to say. I can't imagine anyone in history would say that about their dead girlfriend. You dropped it.
I think what you meant to say after that, Sean, was got him.
Got his ass.
For me, it's kind of on a similar note, although let me preface this with saying I think Cliffhanger is virtually a perfect film. A perfect mindless action film. I think it's probably in my top 10 action movies of all time. It's that good. I really like it. But sometimes the cracks show. And in this case, the cracks show not in the ice that they drowned the BTK killer in, not in the weird cave that was obviously a set that they killed the token black guy in. Played pretty well by someone known just as Leon. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The singular name.
No last name. Amazing.
Anonymously named Leon.
And his real name his character's name is Kinnett, which is just also an insane name.
When you watch like a Joss Whedon TV show or a Quentin Tarantino movie, everyone talks in the same voice, and it can be distracting and annoying. And did you notice that everyone, their big like one-liner to the other guy, even though they may be on separate parts of the mountain and they may have never spoken to each other before, was to call each other a piece of shit.
Yes.
Everyone just kept calling each other a piece of shit. Like, there's like 6 instances of someone looking the other one in the eye, and at a moment, usually just before they're about to murder them, being like, "No, you are a piece of shit."
Yeah, there's the one
honestly, it got fun.
There's the one with Lithgow where he's like, "You're a piece of work," and then Stallone's like, "Piece of shit." That's great.
I mean, again, got him.
All of the bad things about it are good things about it. It's tough.
Josh,
it's very difficult.
What did you find a fatal flaw in this otherwise perfect film?
I don't think that I found a fatal flaw by any means, but I will say there's one part that made me just feel bad. And that's Frank, the old man helicopter guy.
Yeah.
He's just flying a helicopter to see if everybody's okay.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't know what shit's going on. Yeah. He doesn't know anything. And he just sees somebody hurt with like a signal flare next to him. He goes, "Here's my chance to do what I was meant to do and save somebody." And he walks up. She puts a gun in his face. And he goes, "What are you doing, lady? I'm trying to help you."
Yeah.
She fucking blows his brains out.
And the soccer player shoots him with an AK.
Now, he just...
They're remaking this movie, God help us, with Jason Momoa and an all-female cast, double God help us. And I feel like the only way they can save it is for Harrison Ford to play Frank and him be flying around like, look at those stupid women on that mountain. I guess I better save them. And then he lands and he's like, "Hey, kid, you need some help." And then like a female soccer player just blows Harrison Ford away and he's like,
I mean,
then he can be a Force ghost.
The problem with a remake, there's a million problems with a remake, but the main problem with a remake is there's no way they're gonna go to a mountain.
We've lost Josh. I don't know
what happened to Josh. Are you okay, buddy?
Why is Josh laughing so hard?
I don't even know what happened.
Oh, you just slipped in Force Ghost like nobody.
Well, that's now that Han Solo is a Force ghost, everything's changed for me. Did they ever show Harrison Ford as a Force ghost, like with his arm around, like, "Hey Yoda, how are you?"
No, they showed him as a memory, but not a Force ghost,
which is close enough.
Yeah, I guess that's sort of the same thing. But
I just want to see.
Is he a Force ghost though?
It's sorta, yeah.
Is he
I don't
not?
think he is.
Did I make that up? He appears to Adam Driver, and he's like, "Kid, son, you should try not being a bad guy for a minute. It's awesome. Chicks dig it. You don't even have to say I love you. Just be like, I know." And then it all falls into place.
I think that's
cool vest, get a CGI
just a memory. It's a memory / internal monologue told through the mouth of his dead father, whom he killed.
Don't ruin this, Sean.
Okay.
It's a
Force
Force
ghost.
ghost.
He's a Force ghost. Fine. He's a Force ghost.
Next thing you're going to tell me is that CGI dog was just a man in a wetsuit bouncing around.
Such is the power of Cliffhanger that while searching for flaws, we turned into the 3 incels that we are and just discussed a really bad Star Wars movie.
God, it sucked.
You're right. Did you have You had a Loman already, John, didn't you?
I did. I think everyone tried their best to tear this movie apart, but
I have one more Loman.
Go.
May I? Okay. Yep. I mean, this is a slight one, but not for one moment, for even 1 second, do I believe that John Lithgow could fight Sly for even 30 seconds.
John Lithgow is like 6'5" and Sly Stallone is like 5'4".
I don't believe it.
It's like Wolverine versus the Hulk.
Wolverine versus Sabretooth.
And look, he didn't last very long, Sean.
That's true.
It was a very brief. So look me in the eye, Sean.
I'm looking.
You believe that John Lithgow couldn't go a few rounds with Rocky, but that Tom, 59-year-old Wilford Brimley-ass Cruise, can fight Superman in the exact same scene in your beloved Mission Impossible Fallout, yet again proving that Cliffhanger is one of the greatest films of all time and is still being ripped off to this day?
Yeah.
But Tom Cruise has the love of a pure volcano god in his heart, and that gives him power.
Oh.
He can kill anyone. He can kill anyone.
Yeah, but Cavill can load his arms. I've never seen that happen. He loads his arms.
I never understood that. I remember watching that movie with you guys and asking both of y'all at separate occasions, different movies, and being like, what's that mean? And John, you just said it's cool.
Yeah.
It is cool.
And I was like, okay, it's kind of cool.
It is cool. It's absolutely cool.
May I bring up another high man of this movie
Absolutely.
that I forgot?
Yes.
Because there's so much.
Yes.
We left out like a great scene, a great action scene is whenever Sly Stallone snowboarded on a man's face down a mountain.
Yes.
Yeah.
How did we miss that? Good Lord, that's such a great, and it barely cut his face. Is what got me. It's like, ow.
It felt like it was like clawing his face off, but maybe I'm projecting more violence onto the picture than it had.
He did push his face directly down into the ice. It made me feel uncomfortable because I was like, oh, if that was happening to my face, I would be sad.
There's a reason we couldn't take the Viet Cong in Vietnam because we didn't know the territory. Sly knew his home. Sly had home field advantage, and he used it better than Kevin McAllister in Home Alone. I mean, he made Pesci and Stern out of these boys. It's almost as violent as Home Alone. Not quite. Stalactite Death is still not as truly petrifyingly insane as when he burns Joe Pesci's scalp off.
Oh,
dude, that was so good.
One of the most violent
He just
scenes.
screamed.
Like that scene is up there with like Audition and like Eli Roth films is like just incredible violence, and like at the end, rated G.
Oh yeah, I mean it's weird that I guess in some ways it is cartoonish, or that is the intention. But when you see an iron drop 30 feet onto a guy's forehead, you're like, oh fuck, that guy's dead. He killed that guy.
Yeah, when you see a dude slip on a bunch of micro machines and then his butt cheeks and probably ball sack falls on a bunch of thumbtacks, dude, that's a game changer.
ECW. Well, guys, I really don't think this Cliffhanger experience could have been even better for me, unless maybe like now I'm seeing a scene where like Harrison Ford is the helicopter pilot and he like flies down there and he's like, "Hey kid, you're a piece of shit." That's the only way this movie could have been better for me.
Dude, hear me out on this.
Okay.
Harrison Ford moves up to a snowy mountain with his CGI dog for years.
Sure.
But he's trained. He's trained in mountain rescue. Him and the dog.
Is the dog
has
played
a
by
little
Andy
barrel.
Serkis? Is the dog played by Andy Serkis?
For this role, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, we can get him.
Good dog movement. And only Andy Serkis can do it. And so Andy Serkis has a little barrel around his neck, which we later find out has a handgun.
Oh yes.
And a bunch of rounds. And then whenever he goes to save him, goes, "Look, lady, I'm trying to save you." Andy Serkis just slings that barrel. He grabs the barrel, and everybody's like, "What's he got his hand in that barrel?" Pop, pop, pop. Pulls back the barrel.
I'll do you one better.
45.
Just before it appears that John Lithgow's gotten the upper hand on the Call of the Wild Dog that's played by a man.
Yes.
Cuba Gooding Jr. arrives with his team of snow dogs.
Whoa!
Fully crossing over the four classics of Snow Wrath cinema. And then, and then we have a shared universe, and that's what it's really all about on Food Court. We like shared universe films.
What
Sean, go ahead and say it. You only want Cuba Gooding Jr. in there with his snow dogs if he's playing the radio character.
I'm not going to say that. I would never say that.
I can read it on your glasses.
What I was going to say. What I was going to say is that both of the planes are from Disney's planes, and they're cartoon planes. That's the other one I was going to say.
Is that a Cars sequel?
It's like sort of a Cars sequel where they were like, we own Pixar, so we can kind of do the same thing, and yeah. So I've only seen the poster, so I assume it's the same.
Kids' movies are so goddamn stupid that they're just taking like inanimate objects like bicycle and making entire Pixar movies out of them. Bicycles,
Disney's bicycle
the movies. This is torture.
Disney's 5. Coca-Cola concessions.
At least the Brave Little Toaster is like an insanely abstract and bizarre idea that it like holds like a wellspring of darkness, especially in that one scene that teaches little kids about life and death. Now we're just like Volkswagen Beetles, the movie. I don't know.
Are you
what
saying
about Rockadoodle?
I don't even know what Rockadoodle is. Is that I imagine it's about a chicken that sings songs.
I think it's a chicken that believes he's Elvis, but they couldn't afford any Elvis music, so he just sings vaguely Elvis-y
little
music
Richard songs.
Kind of. I just kind of go.
I think half the songs that people think Elvis sang were sang by black people anyway, so it all comes out in the whitewash.
That is true. Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Well, that's about it for this week. Next week we're going to have Seth Pomeroy back on the show, and we're going to watch maybe the best movie from the recently fallen, recently deceased filmmaker Joel Schumacher, Falling Down.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are going to do Falling Down?
We're going to do Falling Down.
I am fucking jealous now.
Well, while you're busy being envious,
I didn't know I could pick Falling Down.
Yeah, you could have picked Falling Down.
You could have picked it.
Well, Josh, while you're agreeing with Envy, tell them where they can find you on the internet and tell them what you've been up to lately.
At VJosh from TN on all social medias, and eventually I'm going to have out a solo podcast, so to speak, called The Sweetest Scumbag.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
going
to come out whenever I feel like it.
Google that, and you'll find Josh, hopefully not behind a webcam. But you've got another movie podcast, Josh, with our not frequent host, but recent host, Rob Haynes. Tell him about that.
Letters from Camp Blood, ladies and gentlemen, were two... I'm trying to remember how we exactly started. We're two comics that know nothing about filmmaking, critique movies from the horror and genre films of our wayward youth, the VHS era. And we're going to be doing a great little ditty that may have Steven Seagal in it very soon.
Oh, wow.
Ah, which one?
To the blood bag,
it's The Patriot.
Oh, the Steven Seagal Patriot.
Yeah.
That looks insane.
He plays a doctor in the middle of a pandemic brought on by white supremacists.
What? Is this new?
Yeah. No, I thought I sent you guys the trailer at one point.
I think I missed it.
I watched it. It blew my mind.
Dude, it was a toss-up between Cliffhanger and that. Well, but I didn't know Falling Down could even be in the race. Cliffhanger was... we nailed it with Cliffhanger, but Falling Down... that briefcase opens and it's just an apple and a sandwich. God damn.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, everybody.
Hey, Sean,
and if you want to hear more... Oh, go ahead.
Tell me you love me.
Oh, I love you, friend. You're a wonderful guy. I know. Tell them about the website.
Space Ghost.
Tell them where they can find us on social media, which I don't use because I'm a grizzled rescue pilot, billionaire actor.
Is the internet on my small biplane that I crashed into a golf course? Okay, so we, the Food Court Movie Podcast, are on Twitter at Food Court Cast. We're on Instagram at Food Court Movie Podcast. We're on every podcast app. So just go over to whichever one you like most. Give us 5 stars. I don't know if there's a star system on Twitch, but if you happen to want to make up stars or just type 10 stars, please type 10 stars. I don't know what it does,
Do it
but
right
we
now.
would love it. We would love it if you did that.
Stars emoji, yes. Well, Josh, thanks for being on the show. And
thanks for
Sean,
having me.
I say to you, as I do every week, bon appetit, friendo.
Bon